Hi. I love you, Hellbolt. What's going on, Sepulros? How you doing? Um, Today was a very busy day here at DCD Collects. Trevor and Doug were working their tookuses off, trying to get some new stuff established, trying to get some new products ready, and they succeeded. I, on the other hand, did nothing. I sat around and did nothing. I was super lazy. What's going on, Carlos? I was generally a bum. And that's it. What's going on, Scoobs? I was absolutely useless. Mitch! To DCD Collects today. I was an embarrassment to the blue, white, and silver. Hello, lady. Did I see Discord? No, not at all today. Because everything I just told you is fictitious. And I was boxing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 boxes full of stuff. I was getting some pricing down for some items that'll be launching at the end of this week or next week. Carlos, I have it right here. Yes. This one. Is this the one that you were speaking of? Yes, that's the one. Here's the kicker. I'm willing to wager if you got this pressed and resealed, it would be probably like a 9.6. Maybe definitely higher than a 9.2, I believe. Here's the issue. It's tough to see right there. Do you see that dark line? So when Bing created it, oh no, I'm all fuzzy. When Bing was creating it, he had it clipped to a board so that he could do his style. It's very frenetic and it's very physical. That is just an indentation. It's not a pinch, but it's just where the comic book was held with the clip. And I'm willing to wager, because I was unknowledgeable at the time. This is, by the way, I want to say, what's going on, Sketch School? How you doing, man? This is my first ever commissioned sketch cover, by the way. First ever commissioned sketch cover. First ever grading of a comic book by me, period. So it was a learning experience. As soon as it came back, basically I read more into their pressing, which is like $10 a book. It's very cheap, but a substantially high percentage of books that go in for pressing, i.e. an extra $10, tend to have 0.2 to 0.4 higher grades. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. You know what I mean? And in the future, when I grade things, once I get the Kai back, whatever grade that is, probably like a 9.2, Mitch, you said it, not me. Once I get into more grading in the future, which I will be, I will always be putting the $10 in for the press. Now that I know what I know. Yeah, Mitch is like, you don't say. I do not say, but I may allude. So, I'm willing to wager this comes back a higher grade if pressed. I would think at a 9.4, 9.6. Truthfully, there's really nothing wrong with the book, the binding. There's no bend, there's no nicks. There's errant ink on the back, but that shouldn't affect anything. So, that is my lesson learned on my first ever grading, and a lesson that will pay dividends in the long run. So with that said, Carlos, it's completely up to you. All right, let me find the memes and let me see what Scoobs did. All right. Well, there you go. If you want to do something today, Chef will buy the last 2 spots, and you guys can have a 3-way. Well, there you go. That's cute. Go for it. Carlos, go for it. Oh, sugar. All right. I'm caught up now. Speaking of caught up, y'all need to see these 2 things that we did. Don says, hopefully the power returns soon. My friend is a lineman in the Rock. The remnants of the hurricane hit them around 3 p.m. our time, and he's running nonstop since then. I also have a friend who's a lineman, albeit in Buffalo. Somebody who actually shares a birthday with me, but I believe is 1 year older. Somebody that my friend has been my friend through my brothers. And he makes quite the living as a lineman. He got to go down south. And it was considered hazard pay because the number of downed lines and the circumstance around the hurricane, not getting paid $1,500 a day. I sure as heck can't. But my, oh my. And he was working 7 days a week. Because while he was down there, he was like, forget it. If the union is allowing me to miss my 1 day off because it's extenuating circumstances, I elect to miss my day off. So, this is actually part of a trade for those who are asking why I am showing this right meow. I got 2 books by Bing at the same time. This was the other one, an homage to Doctor Strange 1. Both of them came back in 9.2 because both of them were drawn in the exact same style with a clipboard. So I had popped that online showing somebody not too long ago, and Carlos reached out to me and said, hey man, what do you want for that? And Carlos wanted to throw a whole bunch of things at me. What up, Dangle? But quite frankly, I was able to, Bing was working with us at the time, so I was able to get the sketch cover at a really great homey price. Honestly, the grading was $109, and that was more expensive than the artwork. So I said, no, you don't need to add anything more. I just want one item from all of the items you showed me, and that is the Peach Momoko Daredevil with Elektra on the cover. So that is That is the trade. I am giving him my Bing sketch cover, which also has the prestige of being my first ever commission, as well as my first ever graded book. So it has, not that that adds any value, because it doesn't, but it does have extra nuance to it, and I'll even put a little note in there of providence for you, friend. Just in case I accidentally, posthumously become famous, you'll have that note. So that is now officially gone. Whew. No, thank you, man. I'm happy it's going to a loving home, because right now I don't have much that I can show because of the sheer lack of space I own. But one day all of my collectibles will be on display, and it'll be fun. But until then, sadly, a lot of things are stuck in the drawer. I have 2 new projects for y'all. One of them is completely new. We've never done it before, I don't think. And the other one is something we've done before, but this time we've done it arguably better. First one I was talking about is this. This is not Fun Pop Art. Is simply a label that we use at DCD Collects. There is a sub-label, which is Painted Pops. This is Fun Pop Art Painted Pops. If you look behind me, these are the pops. These are the very high-end, well done. You'll remember this. Unbelievable artwork. Bobby Breed on the Thor. Fan favorite pop, the artist edition. How's that? I love this one. I am a Cumber bee anyway. His fans are called Cumber Rhymes with Riches. I count myself among them. Thanks, Sketch School. Doug has been quietly, I just made up a word. It's not real. Doug has been quietly collecting paint. Jesus, I can't talk today. Hold on, wait. Let's try that again. Doug has quietly been collecting painted pops with the intention to keep some and put the others into boxes. As you know, if you follow the show, some of those pops you saw months ago, like literally like 6 months ago, long time ago. Take 2, I know, right? Yeah, I know. I don't know. I wasn't working. I did the Instagram video in one take, and yet I can't do this in one take. I don't know. Right, Dangle? Just a little Claritin. Just a little Claritin. Popping pills while selling pops. No, so I have never had allergies before I moved to California. Even living in Texas, Florida, Indiana, of all places, and New York, never had sinuses. I come to California, and it is a whole bunch of new pollen that I just can't work with. Mixing that with the dryness and the heat, Inland. I have been a Claritin D dude for about a year and a half now. And if I can get my nose and throat clear, then the voice comes out and I'm not garbling everything. But I digress. We've been hanging on to this one for a while. We finally got enough pieces to make it worthwhile, but the giveaway. Oh, the giveaway. We were trying to figure out what a good giveaway was. And originally, listen, I'm telling you stuff I'm not supposed to tell you. Trevor's not here, so he can't say anything. Originally, this was a $199.99 product because the cost of the art, 5 of them were by one artist. I think 4 of them by a different artist. And the artist who did a few of them has what's going on, Prue? Recently lowered his painted pop price. And we felt we were kind of forced, and I don't mean that in a negative way, like, oh no, we got to do it. It's like, it would be wrong if we charged more than what you were going to go get it for. So kind of de facto, we brought the price down to $174.99, which is the commission rate for one of the artists. And that's what was like, well, boogers. This one is a product we're not making very much on. It's not a world's smallest violin statement. I'm just being my typical transparent self. This is one that is cut pretty close to even. I mean, it's a little over even, but not a lot over even. Because we wanted to not be very high over the new rate for one of the featured artists. And we still wanted to give a giveaway. And this giveaway, I think, is actually something special. We don't know what the giveaway is. This is the final giveaway. It is a mystery signed Funko Pop from either DC or Marvel. That's it. We have no idea. No clue. We have no idea what it is. When we acquired this, we acquired 2 of them. The initial thought was to putting it into Bloodbreak. And we had already been tossing around the idea for getting enough pops to finish the pop run. And I immediately turned to Doug and said, you know, the answer is literally in my hands right now. This is the giveaway. Pick your 10 favorite and run those 10. And then I saw that this was number 66, order 66, which is divisible by 3. And I was like, oh, goodness gracious. It was meant to be. You got order 6. That's right. I wish this was a Star Wars box, because that would have been sick. The Lemieux box. Speaking of Mario Lemieux, Don, don't forget that statement. I have something to show you that is impressive. And then I have another product to show you. This one is nasty. It is the latest signed sketch delivered. Same label. You don't need to see the label. Here's what you need to see. You need to see pitches. There we go. And I have them. They're right here. Look at this. Look at this. That's the giveaway. The giveaway is a Fabrice Sapolsky Batman and a Stuart Sager signed Joker book. The Sapolsky is a sketch cover. That is original art. The Joker is the actual cover of the Joker, signed by Stuart Sager. This is the ultimate Transformers guy. That is the guy. Ramondelli. That's him. And of course, our dear friend, Jay Sullivan. This is the remarked version that he only did a handful of. We got most of them, to be honest. Another one, this is his other signature. He signs his book 2 ways. And then we just get nasty. I want you to know what you're looking at, because I acquired this one. This was a DC get. Oh, thanks, Scoobs. Hey, Scoobs, if your mom is still visiting, tell her I said hi. Say hi to your mother for me. It is Ben Bishop. It is remarked by Ben Bishop. And for those who don't know, this particular cover was limited to, I think, 500 copies? Let me look. Oh, okay. Sorry, man. Let me see. Yes. 500. Yep. So only 500 of those. Spoilers, I bought 2 of them. Not NHL goalie, Ben Bishop. Unfortunately, no. And of course, a Gus Mauk signed one. So Benny Bishop, who, by the way, Ben Bishop actually worked on Ronin with Kevin Eastman. So it's not like he's just a rando doing a cover. He actually worked on the project with Kevin Eastman. Not somebody who just a rando cover. Oh, look! Roy Thomas and Mark Teixeira. That is a Teixeira sketch on Ghost Vereen. This is the original voice of Speed Racer with a sketch and a signature. That is a Rob Liefeld signature. Let me move me out of the way. I'm just in the way. Whoop. This is a Rob Liefeld. There's another Teixeira, this time with a Wolverine. All right, Sketch Cool, love you, brother. Tell your wife I said hello. There is a Zeo cover and a Roy Thomas signed book. take a look at Big Boy Thor. That is Ben Bishop. That is an original Ben Bishop artwork. Thanks, man, I will. I'll pass it along. This I'll have to show you when it comes out. Is actually a full shot of the Doctor. And a Gus Mauk Destro. Rounding up the group. So, yeah. That is where we're going to start. And then we will get to the pops. This looks over-zoomed to me. Hold on a second. I want to fix this. This looks a little overdone. I believe that needs to come out a little further. There we go. I thought that was a little too far zoomed in. Now you will notice, we have a brand new mat in place. Aha, this is over a little too far. That's what it is. Here we go. There we are. There we go. Carlos says third from the top and count down. Is the Spider-Man still up for grabs in the signed, certified, and delivered? I unfortunately do not know. Listen, every one of you have watched us open. The person who would know that would be Bourbon, since he bought most of them. Bourbon would know that answer. I sadly did not keep track. I am but only one man, and I am more concerned tearing things open than jotting them down. I'm a bad host. It's okay. You can say it. Put that there. So let's get started. I'm gonna shuffle these. I know we already have an answer. All right. Let me get them right side up too. Oh, thanks. Carlos. Carlos is like, you're gonna do third from the top and count down. So, that is 1, 2. That is the third from the top. And we'll count down. Oh yeah. Yeah, I bet you Lee would be able to figure something out there. Now, I actually was not in the room when this was built. But when I saw the pictures of the pairings, I was like, oh, this one is a little bit of a step up, isn't it? And Trevor said, yes. Yes, it is. So it was noticeable. All right. You bought the Cozy Comic-Con box just on the hope that there was Speed Racer in there. All right, starting with signed sketch delivered. 7 times. Here's the order. Three is just after the halfway mark. Dangle, I love that you I love that you bought that. Considering it's nothing. And you misappropriated your funds. It literally says don't buy it. You have been refunded. And hopefully you did not screw up the experiment and the numbers we were trying to gather. But I will mark that you bought it. And I will also mark the day and time that I took it off the site so that when we run the analytics on views, we know our new time frame. 6:33 p.m. PST, 7:10. All right.
Oh, you just got dangled.
Dangled himself because now that money's going to take about 48 hours to get back to his PayPal. So dangled himself and prematurely stopped our viewing research. But that's fine. It's Dangle. We love him just the way he is. All right, let's get these in order. 6, 8. He's like, well, I couldn't help myself. Now, Dangle, if you would have just been present more frequently, you would have heard all of us talk about it. And that it was nothing, and to ignore it, and saved yourself the hassle. But again, we love you, Dangle. Don't change. Don't you dare change. All right, so those are now in order. And that brings me to item number 2. Dangle, here's what you bought with that money. Dangle, you get to pick a number. 1 through 10. I was here for the last week. I heard you say it's absolutely nothing, don't buy it. He's like, I knew I wasn't supposed to do it, but I did it anyway. Hellbolt says bottom. We're going to go with that, Hellbolt. We're going to go with that. Dangle, what's the number? Where'd I put... Stilo. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rest on the bottom. All right. That's a 10. I just screwed up envelope 3 because that's what I do. Good, I counted right. 10 of 10 is the answer. You should give Dangle a green button with the word nuke on it. Scoobs, no, I didn't talk to Doug very much today, unfortunately. He was in and out. Ooh, 3 comes early in this one. That's going to bother me if I don't do it. Here we go. All right, there it is. Let's get some order here. 4, then 3, then 2, then 5, then 10, uno, 6, 8, 7, 9er. There we go. There we go. So, there's those. I do not have Jimmy tonight. Jimmy is at home. I was able to get a lot done today, including something I'm not supposed to show you yet. I have spoilers tomorrow. Dr. Spoiler, I heard, is going to be in town tomorrow. Some of you may know what this is. Some of you have no clue what I'm holding up. This is the briefcase edition. Or at least I believe that's what it is. That is going to be the next There Will Be Blood. But I am purposefully dangling that carrot in front of you. I believe a majority of the hits in there's 5 hits per case. I believe they're all premium format. Let me see. Nope, can't put your sound on there. That would be a violation. Is it the briefcase that I think it is? No, it's not a briefcase. It is the flip box. That's what that is. They come in a big, like, cigar type box, and there's mini boxes inside. So yes, those are all premium format items in there. Those boxes retail for about $5.50. But don't worry, you'll be paying a lot less than that to get your share of that specific break. But first, I have signed sketch delivered. I have fun pop painted pops. And I have nothing but time to spend with you beautiful people. Get it, Hellbolt. Always good to help. Always good to help. Yeah, I mean, people can know that something was different all along, but never had it actually labeled for them. And it can be shocking when what you thought was just being quirky is actually tied to something very different. So, hey, I believe Lady, you found out late in life. We were fortunate enough to find out when James was 8. Scoop says, if I calculated correctly, since our first break on Twitch, we would have had about 6 Twitch babies. Except for, were we doing it on Twitch, or was I only on Facebook and Instagram, or YouTube at that point? I don't even remember. It was that long ago, by the way. I realize I've been doing this for about 5 years now, almost. Yeah. Lady was 45 when she was given the statement that she was autism spectrum disorder, and her son was 15. They say now, it's a controversial statement I'm going to make, and I realize it's controversial. I'm going to say it anyway. The statement is everybody is on the spectrum somewhere. That is a bit of a cop-out. It's not necessarily a true statement, and can actually be offensive depending on how people take it. But I do think we all draw certain realities and we draw certain habits from the spectrum. For instance, people who can hyper-focus on something, meanwhile everything else in their life is pretty steady. Those are things that I think draw from the spectrum. I think of the spectrum as this powerful source that you can pull from. As I find my son doing these amazing things with music at age 8 without any formal training yet. I see others that have the ability to be photographers and can find the beauty in the most innate objects on the world. They can take a picture of a paperclip and make it look as beautiful as a Renoir. There is so much talent found on the spectrum. And there's so much beauty seen through those eyes. I dig it. Bling. That's DC. Shut up and do some work. But it has been a fascinating journey with James. Mitch says, I want to kick off. Signed sketch delivered. I'm down. And yeah, no, that's awesome, man. I'm glad you're able to help. You know, I feel like I need to get a marker just for Mitch. I'm going to need a Mitch specific marker. Does this one work? Yeah. Here we go. Mr. Young! Money Mitch, yours deserves to be in green. 'Cause you're money, baby. Money. I like gold! Craig, I'm out of gold. Sadly, my gold, this marker doesn't work anymore. I can just throw it out now. Let me see if not using it is... No, it's still... It's dead. Garbage. I got a lot. Doug just bought me more. I don't know if Doug ever knew that I had this cache of markers just sitting here the whole time. But he bought me more markers, and I'm happy for it. This is actually one of my favorites right now. I love this color. Nice little Puerto Rican pink, aka fuchsia. By the way, the term Puerto Rican pink, not offensive. Fuchsia is a very popular color on the island of Puerto Rico. You'll notice fuchsia is in almost every one of Dr. Elvin Hernandez's pieces of art. And at any given day, Mrs. the Breaker will have something fuchsia somewhere, whether it be lipstick, earrings, necklaces, or clothing. So yeah, fuchsia is synonymous with Puerto Rican pink. Mr. Young, I've been meaning to talk to you, Mr. Young. I am going to refund your, I'm gonna do it right now. I'm going to refund your Bruce Lee because, we got some more Bruce Lee. We got another case, and we got the case because it is going to lower the overall cost of the two cases, and therefore the original price you bought at is going to be wrong. So when we re-release that break, it'll be up to you whether you want to buy it, but for now, I am going to be refunding yours. One of the perks of us always shopping. What up, Detroit? Give me a second. Excuse me. There we go. All right, that's en route. All right, Money Mitch, you've waited long enough. DCD Collects proudly presents signed, sketched, and delivered a brand new batch of signed comics with remarks or better. 6 of 10 Money Mitch. I know I have a letter opener somewhere. There it is. There's the old trusty letter opener, aka the coupon clipper. Not to be confused with the Yankee clipper. That's Roy Thomas. Hey, Roy. I know it looks like a toy, but it isn't. Now, mind you, something that I don't think Trevor realized is this is actually dual signed. He says it's Roy when in fact it's also signed right here. That line. So the original artist does not like compromising his work by having a big swishy signature. So what he does is he signs it very, very, very small. And a lot of people don't realize that he signed his comic book. But indeed, it's dual signed. I believe it is Thompson? I believe it's Thompson. So this is a dual signed comic book. Congratulations. And this is a pencil print because this is your cover. Original art by Zio Lee. Who doesn't love a little There we go. Who doesn't love a little Mary Poppins? Mary never looked so pretty. There you go, original sketch cover and dual signed comic book. That is a great way to start. And of course, you are now in the running for the Sapolsky and the Seger. It eats at me. It eats at me that I don't know what this is. You have no idea how much I am bothered that this is a mystery to me. He's like, open it. I will eventually. I will eventually. I promise. What's in the box? Open it, but don't tell us. No, I'm not a very good actor. If I opened it and I didn't like the signature, I wouldn't be able to be like, oh, this is so exciting. I'd be like, oh, well, it's Johnny Bumankle or his cousin Lenny Weekney. Oh, there's something else that is coming. Anybody who knows me knows I am a fan of Leaf. When it comes to autographs, it is a very inexpensive way to get certified autographs. Leaf is one of the few companies that does not have licenses, but have really never had an issue with their autographs being authentic. Of all of the companies that have been charged with bad SIGs, Leaf is not one that is at the top of the list. Leaf is pretty good about buying and hiring and sourcing their autos. Every year they come out with holiday bonus packs. 2023 was a particularly fun year. This has guaranteed in every single pack either a printing plate, a one-of-one proof, an autograph, or just a straight-up one-of-one variant. Examples. We opened 5. Adidro Mbude is actually a very good 19-year-old footballer. He just signed up to one of the bigger leagues. He's from Scotland. He is Scottish. And he is an up-and-coming, very promising forward. This was in there. Ousmane Dieng, for those who follow basketball, he was traded, or I should say his pick was traded for 3 first-rounders. OKC, I believe it was, traded 3 first-rounders to New York. Or vis-a-vis, can't remember. So that was a dope SIG. Hey, Don, remember when I told you to remember Lemieux? Check out this printing plate. Lemieux, Savard, Iserman, Coffee, Messier, and Robitaille. The good Robitaille. Luke. This is the one-of-one printing plate. It was the cyan printing plate. Oh, I'm sorry. It was the black printing plate. But it looks like they highlighted it with a little bit of the cyan, so that it wasn't mostly blank, as there was not a lot of black on this particular card. But this is the original black printing plate that had the sticks of each of those 6 greats on there. So those are in those packs. Drew Jones, a one-of-one unsigned proof. Look, it's still got the blank foil back. That is neat to see. That on an acetate card in those packs. We're going to have those packs available for $25. We thought they were a little bit better value than the last one we offered. So I will have this many. $15. Lots of goodies. And I still haven't even spoiled the upcoming item. I haven't even started digging through the super break box we got. Although I did get it cataloged today. There are literally about 12 There Will Be Bloods that need to be created. And that will just skim the surface of what's going to be available. So if you like There Will Be Blood, you should be excited. If you like our original art projects, you should be excited. And if you like Leaf products and Super Break products, you should also be excited and excited. Basically, everybody watching this should, to some degree and level, be excited. Your head feels literally like crap. If that's the case, then the calcium may have been drained from your skull. And if your skull is malleable, you should seek medical attention. Pro. So much stuff. I wish I could pan the camera over. I mean, in theory, I could walk over there and get it, but it's not available yet, so there's really no point in me doing it. I mean, theoretically, I could do the keepsake case at like 104 a pop. But I don't think anybody's interested in that today. So we'll keep that for tomorrow. I got to return these to Doug's box. These, I believe most of these are Michael's. Man. I think I've blurted out everything in the first hour. Oh, Kelvin is down to the final 3. Kelvin has 3 left, and then we give away the Ghost Rider, and I have them right here. The Kevin P. West and the Ghost Rider. In addition to those giveaways, one of those 3 boxes also has Iceman in it. So we are danger close to that giveaway. I would love a bed day. I don't get bed days. I have this job, and then I have full-time caretaker of my son job. I don't get bed days. Oh yeah, now I can see. Wait, hold on. You got a little schmutz right there. You got a little schmutz right there. Ah, there it is. You're beautiful now. Well, I mean, it's possible. I'd have to work the numbers on it. Let me see. It's 175. Kelvin. No, because Kelvin's only 99, and somebody would have to pay more to get on that. We never want anybody to pay more. I do have a lot of There Will Be Blood planned. I do. There is going to be. We've been tossing around this idea. And maybe I could get some feedback from all 16 of you that are watching live. And if you're not watching live, for lack of sounding like a tool, leave a comment below. I know it sounds stupid coming out of my mouth, but that's the only way you could do it. On what you think of this idea. So we are looking at pivoting the business model more towards things like There Will Be Blood, things that are draft breaks, things that are more mechanized and fun, still bringing original art projects, but creating projects specifically for There Will Be Blood, and for the gamification, where all spots are relatively equal retail wise, and nobody misses out on anything because they're just fun. So it would be less individualized, curated boxes and more specifically designed runs for There Will Be Blood. What is a good ratio of mystery boxes to There Will Be Blood? Is it 50-50? Is it 60-40? Is it 40-60? Is it 70-30? Is it 30-70? There you go, Dangle. Get that takeout. What would you all like to see moving forward? 70% blood, 30% runs? I'm actually going to write this down. Blood is fun. So with that, some of the stuff will still be sealed, and revealed at the time of the blood breaks. Scuba's like 69-31. Which one do you like more, Scoobs? Which is your 31? This is good information. The case break. Prue is like, you mentioned something about a case break. This is the one that I readily had in hand. It would be a 5-spot 104.99 break. It's 5 items in here. Also, the specific boxes will definitely have a I'd pick that in a blood break versus a I'd rather buy into a blood break. Yeah, and that's the balance is we try to I mean, it is when we create the runs, we have to be able to build a product that is even across the board. Um, when we so most of you know this, all of the artists that are in the room can testify. We give flat rates across the board. If you are in a project with other artists, it is X amount for you, the exact same amount for the other artist, the exact same amount for the other artist. There is no fluctuating, and we do that on purpose. Even though some artists are in higher demand than others, some that have worked on projects like X-Men and stuff like that, like Sean Chen and stuff like that. It doesn't matter. It's level across the board. It is all about an even product. With that said, it's art. It's subjective. People are gonna like one person over another. Some people are gonna like an unknown person over an established one because the unknown person may work harder than the established one. The art is going to be subjective, but everybody in the break is getting paid the same. The only time that they are not is if it's a solo project. Let's say we do an artist spotlight, they might get a little bit more percentage wise. But it's not nominal. It's still a baseline amount. So when we create those, we have our own personal favorites amongst the art. And you best believe Trevor, Doug, and I will get the art and be like, oh, that's my favorite. Oh, that's my favorite. We always don't agree. And we have found that you also don't agree that some of the ones that we like the most and think are the best detailed are not the ones that people cheer over. So there's always going to be a subjective debate, but I can tell you statistically that all of the projects are paid out the exact same. All right. I got a very interesting text message right now. We love you, Scoobs. We love you. Again, if I lived near you, I'd come over and hug you. Um, Somebody's watching me. So somebody's been watching me and sent me an anonymous note that's not really anonymous. Somebody texted me and said, you know, DC, I happen to know that there's something else easily available for you that may be a little bit less expensive. Anybody seen one of these? This was the 2024 Supercharged Father's Day edition. Five items, $69.99 a spot. The other box is $104.99 a spot. Now, I have been informed the other box has one major hit and four minor ones. Now, does that sway anybody's thought? Do you want to do one over the other? Scuba likes the other one. Derek's like, just take my money. How about this? Which one would you like to start with? Because eventually both will get done. Which one do y'all want to dip your toe into first? I will do basically whatever you tell me to do when it comes to the product you want to see. Kind of my job. I would love to get a little mini prompter that goes next to the camera so I can read your chat while looking at you. Unfortunately,
so we're just done with phrasing, right? That's not a thing anymore.
Paul Moisland, what's up, Paul? Money Mitch, hey, listen, man, I want to give the people what they want. That's plain and simple. I just want to give you what you want. I know you'll open both of them eventually. It's just a matter of where do you want to start? Hellbolt says, I would love to see the Father's Day. The sky and the price of onions. All right. I'm going to make a judgment call. We'll start here. 5 people, there will be blood. I'm going to create it right now. It's not going to have a fancy picture, sorry. We will start with the low-dough buy-in, and we will move from there. Excuse me. I am going to use, a There Will Be Blood we already have, so the picture is known to you. All right. All right. Listen, I'm cutting and pasting here, so the description might not be 1,000% accurate, but you guys understand. I don't have a producer. I just do this on the fly. It's up. $69.99. There will be blood Father's Day. Oops. I guess I should put content in there. I guess I should put a number to purchase, huh? 5. All right, now it's actually accurately up. Have at it. That is true, Scoobs. You are the unofficial producer, but until you're in here running the transitions and updating the site on the fly, it is an honorary title, and know that it comes with a payment of love. Dangle's like, you mean you want to talk about a fancy picture? I bought the test, don't buy box that had no picture and even said not to buy it. Valid. Valid. Just don't tell that to Trevor. You will break his heart because that is his like 90, well, no, not 90. Like 62% of his job is the graphic design and photography of it. You would crush his heart if you told him that the pictures didn't matter. You would, you star swipe. I love that, Money Mitch. That's hilarious. You would crush him if you said that that didn't matter. So for his sake, never say that out loud. Or at least where it can be seen in print. Yeah, Dangle's like, I already bought one. Where's the other 4 people? I actually need to create the spreadsheet now. All that goes into this. Nope. Oh, goodness. I need to create a spreadsheet template for There Will Be Blood. Because this is pretty popular. And I do this so much now that I need an actual template. That's when you know you have a good idea. Okay. Dangle, it all depends on how fast everyone else is. Either there is a lot of bubble wrap in there, or there's a jersey in there. Could be bubble wrap, though. I'm leaning towards bubble wrap. Right? Oh, I should move this over here. Oh, Dangle, we'll always make it work, man. I'm getting old. My shoulders aren't working like they used to. It's quite painful just walking around in my old age. And I'm the youngest person in my company. Sandy Koufax, Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, King Wilhelm, who looked a lot like his cousin, if I recall correctly. Sapporo Scramble. It's got the crinkly. The crinkly cellophane. The good stuff. Oh, snap. The legend himself is in. A man who needs no introduction. Boy, we need to get Bourbon and Dave in here, and Dangle would have a wonderful time. Somebody call Dave. Where's Dave Z? Let's make this one that Dangle will truly enjoy. That's right, Hellbolt. You are. That is true. Get Dave and Bourbon, and then it's a good time. Fabio, he bought a spot. That's right. Oh, goodness gracious. So Mrs. The Breaker is a fan of all of those reality TV shows. She watches them ad nauseum. And I remember, I think it was one of the Bachelors. I don't know. They all are crap to me. Dangle's like, what the heck? I feel...
Oh, you just got dangled.
I feel like I got dangled and we haven't even started yet because Mr. Young is here. It only really truly sinks in if Dave was in. Dave would just out of sheer humor take whatever you got. Except that one time where you dangled yourself and everybody laughed. That still ranks as one of the best breaks ever. Where you're like, I'm going to take this one. Ha! I'm going to outsmart everybody. And everybody's like, yeah, no, we don't want that. You went a little too low in your initial bid. That was a big learning experience for me in how to play the game. Let me grab a water. I'll be right back. Definitely a learning curve. There will be blood where no one stole anything. Was that the one where we only had one yellow? Man, what was the... We did have one day where it was all green, I think, or did we only have one yellow? Have we ever had just green? I definitely remember a one yellow break. It was all green. Okay. I couldn't remember. So that was the one that was all green, where everyone was like, nope. Dangle went first, and everyone was like, that's not what we want, and just proceeded to pick down the line. That was an insane box. It only had like one bad item in it. And Dangle took it. That is classic. We need to do more than 5. All right, here we go. There it is. They're $3.50 a box. 70 times 5 is 350. So it really doesn't get any better than that. There it is, black and white at Blowout. If you were curious as to how competitive we are, they came in a nickel shy of us. Actually, no, because ours is 99. No, Money Mitch, 3. 3. Actually, it's even, because 349 nuts on. So there you go. We are exactly the same price as Blowout, which, if you know anything about Blowout, not that I'm ever going to endorse one company over another, but I like Blowout. Blowout tends to be right up there with the least expensive boxes because of their sheer volume. So I feel really good that we're able to come in at an equal price as them. Hey, Sapphoros, I mean, I did steal an Eddie Lacy autograph, and the Eddie Lacy autograph was actually stolen twice, and that's Eddie freaking Lacy. That's Eddie Seconds Please Lacy. Like, yeah, you did. Yeah. And on top of that, I immediately gave it to Doug's sister, though I don't think she knows it yet because I haven't seen her. So I stole it just to give it away. I stole Eddie Lacy just to give it away for free. Sapporo's like, did you do it for the meme? Oh, I did it for worse. I did it for nothing. I did it for the love of Doug's sister, and a hug. That's exactly how and why I did it. Because I know they're a Green Bay household. And I do it again. It is. It's a great community. You know, one of these days, we should get, what's the PC term? What's the term that is family friendly? It's not ballsy. I can't say that. One of these days we're gonna get the gumption to put a blood brace. Good luck. That would be truly fun. Hey everybody, look at this. And that'll be the moment we pull a Tom Brady and everyone will be like, all right, I'm in. I feel like gutsy. There you go. I can't say ballsy. That's not, you can't say that. That's rude. And Not good. Gutsy. It would be hilarious. Saw the one nasty hit, they would be like, yeah, I'll take a 1 in 5 chance at that with a consolation prize of whatever that is. That would be funny. Like, all right, I'm posting it. I'm going to open the box now. You have until I'm finished opening it to buy the spots, or we absorb all of the items into the company and they become parts of other breaks. Doug would hate that. All right, it is 7:38 on a Wednesday. I'm going to give you first last call. First last call. It's not last call. It's first last call. It is to let you know I have the intention of winding down the day and holding everything for tomorrow, unless you speaketh otherwise. Pull a Bills item, I wish I could. 3, Dangle. 3. We're overdue for a good Bills item. Like a Thomas, a Kelly, a Reed, an Allen, a Coleman. That's true, Scoobs. We haven't hit a Gretzky in a long time. That's possible. But I still don't own a Gretzky. He has signed everything on the planet twice. And I still, it's like I no longer, I don't even have a Stan Lee auto. Somebody else who signed everything. Both of which I had at one point and either traded or sold. College Football 25, gonna do Dynasty with the Cornhuskers. I got to practice when I was in Little League, Owatka to be specific. It was the mid-teen league, and we were in the national championships in Daytona, Florida. And a team from Nebraska that were allowed to use, they got permission, written consent, to use the Cornhuskers logo and uniform. I believe they were called like the Junior Cornhuskers. They were in one league above us. It was like the under 18 league. That was usually anybody up to 18, and it was dependent on skill level as opposed to weight or age. And I remember seeing the Junior Cornhuskers and not believing the sheer size and density of every single human being on the team. And that is when I learned about Country Strong. But do you have a Johnny Bauer? Yeah. Country Strong is a legit thing. And then the following year, we actually moved to the country and I worked on a farm. And I realized exactly firsthand why those boys were so big. Because talk about core strength. I was on a heifer farm. And at the heifer farm, I was one of the bale boys. I would handle all the bales of hay. And depending on the season, whether it was hay, straw, or clover, those bales were between 20 and 40 pounds. And if it had rained, they could be like 60 pounds. Functional strength, that's right. And side to side moving bales or lifting and throwing, you got big shoulders and a very strong core from hundreds of those a day, 3 to 5 days a week. Sweet, she got a shout out. Absolutely. Mother of Scoob's got a shout out. Straw, light. You could arguably juggle straw hay bales if they weren't so big. But man, I hated clover season. Anybody who worked on a farm, clover is dark. It also has a ton of pollen and shake. When you finish doing, you'd have to wear a do-rag over your face, because clover, when it's dried, it's like keef. Well, most of you won't know what keef is. It is it dries and it flakes, and you would just be covered in this dark green and black shake. Ranchers are cheap too. And it was miserable, and it was always heavier because it was later in the season. I hated doing clover. Thankfully, he would only do clover one round, and that was it. He would let everything else grow out. But clover was the worst. Hay, which is at the end of the season, when you let, he owned like half of the mountain we lived on. So he had different plots. Some were set for hay. One was dedicated clover. The other one, straw, is basically you just letting hay grow out to be about 6 feet tall. And then the stalk of the hay is it's cylindrical. And you basically you cut it and let it dry. And that's straw. So straw, all right, Elbow, love you, man. Straw is dried out, so it's nice and light. Clover is usually pretty dense, so those are really heavy. Those suck. That's the worst. All right, I'm going to call final last call. We will do this break tomorrow then. Final last call. Oh, another question I have for all 18 of you watching live. Do you prefer a roughly 2-hour show? Oh, thank you, Saporos. It matches my salmon pants. Do you prefer a roughly 2-hour show, usually between 2 and 2.5, 3 days a week, or would you want a longer 3+ hour show Thursdays and Fridays? Now, I'd have to be here Wednesday no matter what, regardless. It doesn't change my work days. But I know some people aren't able to tune in certain days. I know some people like to wait to the end of the week. Prue's like, I prefer seeing you more frequently at smaller intervals. That's funny. My wife says the same thing. Scuba says 1 5-hour show. 1 day a week, 24-hour marathon stream. Boy. I mean, I'd have to get a bathroom in here. And a wet bar. Yeah, it's a long walk to the bathroom as it stands right now. It's a good solid minute walk, maybe 40 seconds, and then back. That's just the travel time to the bathroom. I'd have to get one closer. I'm doing a 24. Empty bottle and a mute button. I'm on camera. Not just this camera and this camera. I'm actually on camera. I'm on CCTV. Because of some of the, I mean, I'm sitting in a room with, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of product. Probably close to $100. And this is a former high security museum. There's a lot of security. When these alarms go off, it does not take long for Santa Barbara PD to arrive. I'm just going to put it there. Sapporo says, gross. We don't want to support the degen behavior. If only you knew how many times I went to the bathroom on stream already. You'll never know until you come here. All right, folks. It looks like tomorrow is the goods. Tomorrow we see what's inside of here. He's like, I said mute button. It could work. Zero. We know about you holding it for hours. It's true. It's true and proven. I remember when you first got the drink button and you guys had me slam 3 cans of water in a row, and I warned you.
A little bottle of water, a little bottle of water, a little bottle of water.
Oh, no. Thankfully, where I keep my water is nowhere near any electrical or products, which is why I keep it there. And it's just water. See, I'm smart. I always expect me to spill something, so I've learned to keep things that are spillable far away from electronics. I learned that at a very early age. Now, granted, I don't have nearly as many spills as you would think that ideology would warrant. We got him. I wonder if I won the pool. Really, no, it wasn't that much water. But yeah, because in my youth, I was known to knock things over. In my progressed age, I always keep it away from important stuff. And I also usually, if you can almost see it, there is a solid 2 feet away from anything possible. Just in case. All right. Scoop says, I most likely won't be here because of work. I mean, that's fine. There's always Friday Scoops. There's always rewatching the videos just for fun. So there's that. All right, let me check the tape. Let me check the gate. The gate is clear. That means I am done for the day. Gentlemen and ladies, I love you all. every single person watching this, either live or in repeat, whether it is right now or 25 years from now, know that I love you, each and every one of you. Today was a fun day. We created a lot of really great products for you. I am excited for the rest of the week when we get to open the rest of them. It is going to be tons of fun. I have so many things to do when it comes to building more breaks for you by Friday that it is nuts. Now, I know Scoobs is not going to be here, but the rest of you may have a visit from Dr. Spoiler tomorrow. And if you like a certain cartoon / comic book that has a certain Ragin' Cajun in it, you're going to want to tune in tomorrow for spoilers. Take care, everybody. Look out for yourselves and each other so we can do it tomorrow, because I can't do it unless you're here, and it's just not fun without you. So take care, good night, I love you all,